Disclaimer before you speak, Andrew. Please.
The content presented in this program is a lie, and the mainstream media always tell the truth. COVID was true, and you should be a vegan. Do not use these words against him in court because he's a liar, and he really loves the President Biden and Greta Thunberg. Please do not take this program seriously and get your booster injections as soon as possible. Women can drive very well. Viewer discretion is advised.
Do you want to make a podcast? It doesn't have to be...
So now we're gonna have to go and make a podcast, Marty, and you're gonna make lots of more podcasts for me. We're gonna be all podcasts all the time, because the world is full of idiots, Marty, and they don't understand. But they're all gonna understand, because they're all gonna subscribe to our podcast, Marty. And it's gonna be me and you, podcast.com, all the time podcasts. And it's gonna be a wait, and the whole world's gonna love to see our podcast. And we're gonna do it all the time, Marty. Every day podcast with you and me, Marty. It's just gonna be the best. Yes.
Hey,
we are back.
I love that intro. Eh?
Whoa. Yes.
What would the world be without
I love that
Andrew
intro.
Tate? And Rick and Morty, of course. Can't forget
I just
that.
love it. It's yeah, no, for sure. It's just so good. It's bad. Well, no, so bad. It's good. That's what I should say.
It's
so
right.
I'm so proud of that.
Bad things.
Yes, absolutely.
So much better.
Yes, but it has been a long time between shows. We had a hiatus.
Yeah, getting old.
Our last show. What's that? Sorry.
I said getting old.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. But like our last show, we literally broke the internet. I think that was the last one we did together. So that was, although it was the internet that we broke. Yeah, it was just my modem that broke, so it wasn't the whole internet. It was only a little bit of it. I did.
Well,
I watched
at least
that.
we can come back with some seriously good content.
Yeah.
What we're here for.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna make podcasts great again. Which
that's right.
Yeah.
With the right attitude, and good spirit, you can make anything great again. Even if it's already great, you can make it
absolutely.
Great.
Yeah. Yes, we sure can. Yeah, I'm so happy you bring that. Like anybody who does watch this, please let us know in the comments how much you love Johan's hat. I'm like so happy he's wearing it from New Zealand.
Well, I've worn it a wee bit in the last few weeks. I don't wear it everywhere. But I'll tell you what, you get some strange looks. I went to a gas station and the attendant, when I walked in, he was just staring at the hat. I was like, "Hello, like, you gonna serve me?" And he's just staring at the hat, like. Then when I started talking, I think he was shocked that it was no American accent coming out. He was just like, "Why the hell was there a kid?"
You weren't still an American hat.
Yeah, I guess I like the attention. Yeah.
Nah, fair enough. Fair enough. It's all good fun. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, it has been wild though, eh? Like just how crazy people are going for Trump and things like that.
Yeah. I'm not even.
I don't know if you saw there was there was a UFC fight just the other night, and like the guy wins, and then he does like the Trump's dance at the end of the match. That he did on stage or something, and then like went off and like shook Trump's hand because he was there watching it. Yeah, it's kind of like this. It was so funny.
We dance, hey?
But yeah,
like every campaign.
Obviously, we've. Hey,
I said every campaign, every rally, he's doing a wee dance.
Yeah,
like a signature vote thing. Why couldn't Biden have a dance?
Yeah, it's funny. He loves. Hey.
I said, why
didn't have a dance? I think he does, but it's probably
would have been a slow dance, but
I think the only dance he does is when he shites his pants. To be fair, like I don't know if there's any other dancing he does.
He sleeps a lot.
He does sleep a lot. He's he's got a lot of pressure on himself. A lot of pressure on him. Can't.
Well, most people have a lot of pressure on them. Can't sleep through it. But he's doing something right. Either on the right
This is true.
Yeah, he's found something
he's
on
on,
life hack.
on
Just relax.
every
Running a
single
country,
one.
Just relax. There's no stress. Sleep.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
gonna be
the
okay.
F1.
Yeah. But yeah. We're doing a recap since we left because like a bunch has happened. So since our last show, I did get my internet back up working. That was all right. What else we do? I did try to do. There was like the Star Wars Acolyte show, and I tried to do like a review on that. There, I didn't mean to, but I kind of gave up on it because I started on episode 1 and it was taking so long, and then I didn't realize if you do like a review like that on YouTube, you're only allowed to put like, in order to like stop it from being taken down, because they automatically take it down if you've like, you can't just put up like a Disney Plus show on YouTube because they take it down. But I thought because I'm like talking over it the whole time and I'm in front of it most of the time and pause it like most of the time, like I thought it'd be all right. But no, it turns out it wasn't. And it turns out the guys
screenshot.
Yeah. Well, like, you can play video, but it's got to be like 4-second intervals, like, and that's it. And so like I uploaded like I think it was like a 15-minute review, and like it was like, oh, you need to take all these bits out and these bits out, and it was like it got down to like 5.5 minutes or something like that. And I was like, oh, this is a pain.
Strict, eh?
Yeah, it was always pretty strict. So that's all right. It was a learning experience. I didn't quite get there. What else have we got to? Oh, I did. Obviously, I snapped my Achilles a few months ago, so that was good fun. I've been getting around on crutches. Yeah, but and in a moon boot for a while. But no, I'm back. And
like I said before, we're getting old.
Yes, yeah, I'm definitely feeling it. Oh, the funniest thing is like. So I'm back walking around and I'm doing physio, and like I'm starting now. He's like, oh yeah, like we're gonna slowly build you into like run. So I'm running like super slow, like it's like 1 minute intervals and then take a rest. That's fine. And like my 6-year-old is like mocking me. He's like, I can run faster than you, Dad. I'm like, well, yeah, you can, specifically because I'm injured and I can't run. Said, no, even when your leg's good, I can run faster than you.
Hold you to that, Mateo.
And he's kind of like, I'm like, no, you can't. He's like, well, prove it. I can't prove it right. I'm going to get back.
Just hits you when you're down, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, kids, man.
So
just absolutely no messing.
Good. So you're all back to 100% then? Your Achilles?
Like healed wide it is, but I don't have the flexibility and I don't have the strength. So that's like that's what I'm going to physio for, is like doing like just basically like the main exercise you can do is just like a heel raise, like just basically going up onto your tippy toes, and like on one foot I can just do it like it's nothing. Up against the wall, yeah, kind of like that, yeah, or just kind of holding on to something for balance. And excuse me, on my injured foot,
get that 100% flexibility back.
Yeah, the guy said to me, he's like, yeah, from basically allow a year from your injury, you should be back to 100%. And I'm actually doing pretty good, I think. Like the guy said, I'm doing pretty good. I'm probably back feel like a good 70% of the way there, which is pretty good.
It is good.
I'm pretty happy with
What
that.
was it like 6 months ago?
Yeah, about 6 months ago.
Yeah,
so
I was going to say, it does seem like it's...
Yeah. So it's not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with the recovery so far. It's been good.
Yeah, people that are a lot worse off, eh?
Oh, yeah. I've heard some horror stories. Like it's the guy said, the physio said, you've actually done pretty well because you come out of it and you've kept some of your muscle, like in your leg. Because like it's like the thing about you like muscles when you have an injury like that, it like as soon as you stop using it, it just wastes away really, really quickly. And some people like when they get the cast off and they comes time to work, there's like the muscle was pretty much completely gone, and like it takes them really, really long time to like get their leg back moving regularly and actually build anything up. So it's like a really long recovery. He's like,
Crazy.
you've actually done all
Some
right.
people got to get reconstructive surgery too, right?
Yeah, some of them do. Like my one, yeah, but like I managed to avoid, like it was a full tear, but yeah, like apparently, yeah, even for I thought full tear, I was like, oh, definitely going under the knife. But the doctor's like, no, so yeah, that was like, they put me in the cast, like basically in like, you know, kind of like you're on the tippy toes, and that like has the tendons, like they start to touch and they start to join back together. So, so yeah, just healed it up that way. So that's been good.
Okay. Yeah, it was pretty cringe when I saw it happen. It was just, you know, when you're watching a movie, like a knife going into someone and you just kind of, you have to turn away. It was a little bit like that. I was just like, yeah.
It's so lame. I haven't got the video on my laptop so I can play it, but it's just so lame. That's the most disappointing part about it. It's just it looks like I just try and run up this warped wall and slip and fall down, and that's about it. And then I get up and limp off.
Cool if you did it like a backflip or something.
Yeah, something, you know.
Those kind of things never are. Doing something silly. Like
yeah.
Drying it, you're out of the shower on a weird angle and you tweet back.
Yeah, but yeah, typical me. I'm injuring myself trying to impress my kids or something, you know, show off like, this is how it's done. Watch Dad.
That worked real well for you, didn't it?
It did not work well for me at all. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But hey, you know, lots of other news, and like we did have, like there was you know, obviously there was the US election. Lots of people are happy about that. Lots of people are really upset about that. You know, we're in New Zealand, so we're a little bit removed.
Spoken.
Hey, the people have spoken. Absolutely. And but hey, you know, we did have, since then we had the opportunity. Everybody was like gonna be united because we had the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. And like,
mate, what a build up. It's been building up for what, like a year? Or maybe not a year, but probably good.
No, I think it was at least, I think it was like well over the year. Because it got delayed. Because one of them got injured. Was it Mike Tyson got injured or something? And I think it got delayed. I'm sure it got delayed a couple of times.
Yeah.
So
that because they were working out how they'd fix the fight.
Well, that's the thing. That was the big, like everybody just, it's like all we need to see is like Jay Paul get knocked out. That's just that's what everybody's here for. And yeah. So to be honest, I didn't actually end up catching the fight. Did you actually watch it yourself?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I did want to watch it, but I was actually moving house. So
yeah, well, fair enough.
But no, I did want to watch it. And I did watch highlights, and I now know that I heard the fights leading up to it were actually better than the main event. Yeah, I did hear that as well, and so I was like, I was chatting to a few people who watched the fight, and they're like real disappointed, and obviously a lot of people are saying that it was rigged, and it's looking there.
I don't know. I'd have to go. I'm just going to go back and watch it myself, but I'm like,
I don't know if it was. I do probably at some point watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
I haven't. I've just watched the highlights.
Yeah. So it's almost a bit silly us talking about it, but like my opinion is like it kind of sounds like, I don't know if it was necessarily rigged, but maybe that Mike Tyson was going easy to make it last like last a few 8 rounds or so, or like, you know, give it a bit, and like as much of a total dick. Yeah, and that's the thing. I think he got tired. I think that was more. So I got, maybe I'll change. Maybe I'll watch it and I'll change my mind and say no, that was rigged. But it just like listening to it was like, I think maybe it was like he wasn't trying to go for the early knockout, which is his style a lot of the time. It like used to be his style, like he would knock out that many guys in the first round.
Avoid Mayweather tactics and just like trying to really go to the last punch, last round. Yeah, but no, it's definitely an interesting one. Because I mean, you look at him and like, you know, he did get tired trying to bloody make it last the 8 rounds, but at the end of the day, like, man, he looked fit. Like, the weigh-ins, all the training sessions that were filmed, even the fight, man, he looked very fit. Obviously, so did Jake Paul. And
that's the thing. Like, as much of Jake Paul is an asshole, it's like he can. I'm sure he is actually a half decent fighter. Like I don't know if he's professional good, but he's pretty good. Like he would knock out 99% of the people who jog step into the ring. It's like whether he's that professional good. I don't think he's like way up there that good. But
it's all publicity kind of fights, eh? Well, I don't know. He's probably fought some amateur boxers.
Yeah, I think it was who's the guy from Barstool Sports. I think it's got a Dave Portnoy who he owns Barstool Sports.
Oh
and, yeah, and he's like I stand on it. He goes, Jake Paul. He's the best marketer in the world. He's like one of the best marketers in the world. He's like he suckered everybody else. We were all there. He's like everybody wanted to know, and he goes he knew how to turn that into money. Like get everybody to watch. Like I think he got like $40 million for it, and Mike Tyson got like $20 million for that fight. So if you offered me $40 million, I would step into that and let Mike Tyson beat the shit out of me for 8 rounds. It's like if I can survive, that's all I need.
Yeah. No. And at the end of the day, did I video on socials? And it was just a video of Jake Paul when he was real young doing like a TikTok dance.
Oh yes, yeah, because he's done heaps of.
This is the man that beat Mike Tyson, and I thought it was quite funny.
Yeah,
he's probably a teenager doing this silly little dance in his bedroom to like Justin Bieber or whatever, and he just he looks like that, to be honest. But when I put that up, it got taken down like the same day.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I probably sent it to half a dozen of my mates. And I looked at one of them, and I was just like, it's been taken down. Then I looked at all the other messages I've sent. Taken down every single one, like a 10.
Oh, wow.
And the funny thing
because I did.
Funny thing is about it, so you know how you normally just forward the link. Like one of my mates didn't have Instagram, so I actually screen recorded the video.
Yeah.
It was actually a screen recording. It wasn't like forwarded off forwarded off online. So it wasn't like a reel that I forwarded on. I actually screen recorded it and then sent it. So it's like an independent video. But still got taken down.
Still got taken down. Wow.
Weird.
That's crazy.
Weird. There's nothing really offensive or anything. It was just like a video of when Jake Paul was young, and then a caption saying, "This is the guy that beat Mike Tyson."
Yeah.
That
is wild. Yeah, I think Messenger does that a bit.
You can't offend anybody, otherwise that's it. You're in the wrong. You'll be punished.
That's the one. Yeah. So no, that was be interesting to see. I love the memes going around afterwards, like all the fight, like Jake Paul's next fighter, and it's all these like super old people, like old politicians and stuff like that. Jake Paul's next fighter, it's going to be Joe Biden and stuff like this.
It's going to be Lennox Lewis, George Foreman.
Yeah. Well, actually, funny enough, I saw, who was it? It was someone like George Foreman. I don't think it was. Yeah, who
Muhammad
wants
Ali.
to fight? No, it was the other thing. They were like digging up Muhammad Ali so he could fight him. But no, there was another fighter who said he wants to fight Mike Tyson for it was obviously one of their great fights. I don't know if it was. I can't remember who it was. Yeah, no, it was somebody like George Foreman, but I can't remember who the fighter was now. I just saw it a wee while ago. Yeah. So no, it was. That was.
Mike probably needs the money because he's probably not making a hell of a lot,
Yeah, that's true too. I think funny enough, I think he does.
Sorry.
What's that? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that Mike, you know how he owned those 2 tigers.
Yeah.
I don't know what he paid for them. I don't know. Let's say they were $10,000 each. I know they weren't cheap. So apparently, to feed those tigers, to feed them and for the care for them, I don't know if they have vets that come in and take care of them. $200,000 a year to take care of those tigers.
Yeah.
Apparently. I mean, the internet can lie.
Yeah, no, I would believe it because I think if you're feeding them properly, it's like a lot of red meat and like kgs of it. So
Yeah.
it's big money.
Aiden,
Yeah. But that's like stuff I heard about, like, going back to the Tiger King show. Yeah, because like in the US, they've got like more tigers and tigers, like just people own them around their house. Then I think there are in the wild or something like that.
yes, like, I've heard that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I don't understand why I would, like, sure, I'll have a dog or something like that, but something that's, capable and likely to eat me, no, thank you. I'm not going to keep that.
Way cooler, though.
I'm not going to deny it's cooler.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what else is really funny, though? The old cocaine guy, Pablo Escobar. Yeah. Like, that he's like, he had, in his height of, his riches and all that, he had like a bunch of hippos. And after,
did not know that.
He imported hippos from like Africa. And I don't know how many, I'm sure he had like a few of them, like 6 or something like that. And after he got killed, nobody knew what to do with them, so they just let them go. And there's like a massive herd of these wild hippos roaming around like the rainforest in Mexico, and they're not meant to be there. They're not native, but now they're a massive problem because there's nothing that'll stop them. Like they just,
crap. I had no idea.
Yeah,
I just watched Narcos. That's all I know.
Yeah. No, that's
Oh, I've learned something today.
Let me see.
You still can learn something every day.
Yeah, there we go. You learn something. Yeah. Yeah, if you look that up, Pablo Escabars hippos, you'll see there's still Mexico. There's a massive herd of them, and nobody can seem to stop them. They've got to basically be hunted to just stop them. Yeah. Well, I don't think international drug dealers are too worried about whether it's legal or anything like that. Just like, I've got money, I can do it.
There's only so many mansions, boats, and cars you can buy, and then you're like, what's some out of it shit that I can do? No one else has. Well, no one else in South America's got.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It'd be really dangerous too.
Yeah, well, you would
kill a lot of people in Africa. Like, I think they kill more people in Africa than any other animals. I'm crazy.
Well, yeah.
About.
And the funny thing is, I didn't realize there's something else I just learned like a while ago. Like, they look really fat, but they're not fat. It's all muscle. That's why they're so dangerous. It's like, and like they're so dense that like they like to go swimming, but they're so dense that they actually sink because it's all muscle. It's not fat. Like if they were just fat, they'd be floating, but they don't. They sink to the bottom, so they actually have to work to keep themselves up.
Yeah, because I take it they can't breathe underwater.
No. But I think they can hold their breath for a really long time.
Hold their breath a long time.
Yeah. So but but no, you were saying about what the funny thing is there was something else I was going to talk about because you were saying about what else Mike Tyson has been up to, and I think he's got a podcast. He does do podcasting as well.
Oh, really? I've just heard him on, I think, Joe Rogan, but yeah, he's doing his own one as well.
Yeah, because I heard a funny story, and this is funny enough. It was like by Alex Jones of all people, and he was like, Alex Jones, he talks like this, and it's wild conspiracy theories and stuff. He did a podcast with Mike Tyson, and it didn't end up getting shown. Like nobody showed. I think Alex Jones might have got a copy of it and put it out himself. But he said they did this podcast episode together, and then like partway through it, Mike Tyson pulled out this massive joint, and he's like, "Oh, should we take some?" And he goes, and then they just end up getting massively stoned.
It sounds a little bit similar to Joe Rogan podcast. I'm pretty sure they smoke a bit of hookah.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And that was the other funny thing I was going to say. Like with the election, something that's kind of wild about it is like this is something somebody else was talking about. I think it was like on the Boys cast. but like how suddenly how important like podcasts are, because like it'll become about what podcast the people running for like Trump and Kamala were trying to get on, and like
Oh, really? So they were trying to get on podcasts.
yeah,
Yeah, guests
and
on different podcasts.
yes, so she went on one. It was like it was called Call Her Daddy or something like that. It was like, you know, a woman's podcast, which, you know, makes sense.
Doesn't sound very professional, Kamala.
Well, apparently it's popular with women, but and the funny thing was is like Trump went on a few different ones. There were I watched a little bit of the one he went on with Joe Rogan, and like it was all right. It seemed like he was like trying really hard to be really nice to Joe Rogan, which I don't think he really needed to be, but I guess he was just like, you know, appreciated it and having him on. Hey,
You're just trying to kind of be a real, like, quite polite and a bit more professional than what.
yeah, but he was like he was laying it on probably a bit heavier than he needed to and stuff like that. But it was a pretty good. Like I didn't watch.
Natural.
Yeah, but like he is kind of like that. There was actually I seen him because he went on. There's another guy, Andrew Schultz, who's got like a pretty big podcast, like a group of comedians and stuff. And he went on that one, and that was like hilarious because it was like he was like making these guys laugh and stuff, and like it was just like a cool chat, and it's like, you know, and
well, people act different around different people.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you act different around your grandmother to you would around your best mate. Like, you know, you just
Yeah, and what I thought was funny, it was like because Joe Rogan for ages said he wouldn't have Trump on his podcast because he didn't want to help him out, and I'm not entirely sure because like he's not actually really a big Trump fan at all. He came out like I think a day before and said like he was going to, you know, endorse him to be president. But prior to that, he was like not really too happy like with a few things and like never really wanted to openly support him. So when he finally agreed to, he actually wanted to have like to do, okay, fine, I'll do one with Trump and one with Kamala. So like, you know, he's doing one with both.
Yeah, trying to look unbiased.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like, yeah, fair enough. And she didn't want to go on it. It's like the wild thing is about it is like the people that really weren't supporting her were like guys, and like the demographic that she needed like to really convince to vote for her were people who watched Joe Rogan, who listened to the Joe Rogan podcast. That it was like the one guy who could have really helped you. Like you just needed to go and talk to him, and she's like, wouldn't do it. Well, no, she said you would, but he had to go to her, and it was going to be limited to 1 hour and stuff like this. And he's like, well, I never do that to anybody. And like Trump came to me, and like we talked for 3 hours. So why would I travel across the world, you know, across the country to see you and change my whole show around you? I didn't do that for anybody else.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I thought that was quite
people
quite
in
funny.
America that are more important than here.
yeah. So I thought that was, but yeah, it's kind of odd. It makes sense a little bit because, like, you know, if you're doing something like that, like running for president, you know, you'd want these massive rallies, and like, you know, how much work you have to go through to get a rally like with 20 or 50,000 people, you know, to attend.
Oh,
or you go on a podcast, and like some of these podcasts are getting like 100, 200,000. If it's something like Joe Rogan, it's more like 500,000 people like will tune and listen every time.
Not going to get that many people at a rally
yet. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's like it's a bit harder as well because you've got to sit down and talk with somebody for 3 hours, and they're going to ask anything that they feel like. Joe Rogan's not going to give you a list of questions. He's just going to sit down and talk with you what he feels like. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you can also not answer whatever you want, and you can move on to the next question because,
Oh yeah, for sure you could. But I think it was that was like the hard thing, why she didn't want to do it. But you know, full credit to Trump, he did, and yeah,
man
that's
of the
what
people,
happened.
wasn't he? Man of the people. Maybe not. He tried to be man of the people.
I think he tries to be. And that's the thing.
End of the day, whether it was going to be Kamala or Trump, she couldn't please everybody, and neither can he. All got their own
No,
agenda.
that's true. Yep. Yeah. No matter what, there was going to be some people that was going to be unhappy and not going to take it well.
Politics anywhere in the world.
Oh,
America's
but
no different. Trump's just probably more entertaining than any world leader ever.
Yeah. The funny thing about it, like there was so many meltdowns after it, like by people who just couldn't take it, like couldn't accept that it was won again, and they're like, you're like, I'm moving out of America. He's going to be a dictator. And it's like, well, hold on, he was president before, and he didn't do all the crazy things that you're talking about. Like, it's like why would he do it
Worst
now?
thing was that riot, but you can't really blame him for that riot. But it's just like, can't really do that.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, like with that there, there was a lot that went round bad with that. Like they kind of cut out, like he said in his speech, like, where we're going to go and let our voices be heard peacefully and patriotically. And whenever like the media and stuff played that back there, they always cut off the end bit where he said peacefully and patriotically. They just said, we're going to march down to the Capitol and make our voices heard. And there was a lot of stuff like that went on. But
I seen that with the debate before the election. I watched the debate, and I actually watched the whole thing. And I thought at the start, I thought they were both doing quite well. And then I thought, he said a few things silly, like eating the cats and dogs, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
that was funny. That made me laugh.
Yes, it was really funny. It was probably my highlight. But anyway, I thought she held her own quite well until it got near the second half. And then she just started attacking him. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
It doesn't show you in a good light. Like, she started attacking him and bringing up all this bad stuff about him. Like, it's pretty tacky. Like, you wouldn't have got Obama saying crap like that, But it is what it is.
The funny thing I thought, the funny thing about it is, like, I thought, well, I wasn't 100% sure about how she was going to go, but I thought that Biden was in trouble. Yeah, I
you hear all this hate about Trump, and I was just like, and he'd been on the criminal charges. Everyone hates him. I got this hat as a bit of a joke. We had a bit of a Trump night. I didn't think he was going to get in. We just love it. He's entertainment. I didn't know any of his policies or anything. I've had people hit me up and be like, "Oh, do you know about his policies on abortion?" I'm like, "No, I got the hat because he's entertainment." Just like any celebrity. I said, I don't give a fuck. I'll just wear the hat because I think he's funny. But we had a bit of a Trump night. But it probably does look like I'm a quite hard out supporter wearing this hat in a different country to America. And I get that, but I don't really care.
No, fair enough. I would wear that hat just for a laugh, just to make people uncomfortable. It's hilarious.
Oh, people, Oh, you get it. You get looks, mate. You get looks. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is like, the amount of times I've heard people like say some crazy thing about him, and they're like, "Oh, he said this," and I'm like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Hold on a second," and then I'll go find the speech where he said what they're talking about, and it's like you play 30 seconds after that, before that, and 30 seconds after it, and it makes exactly sense. Like it's like, no, he wasn't saying anything that wild at all.
They'll take out a snippet that makes them sound dumb or stupid or crazy, and they'll rub it and it'll get played over and over again on YouTube reels.
Yeah, that's the one.
You can make anyone sound dumb if you want to, like,
yeah, exactly. So that was funny, and oh gosh, there was something else I was going to lead to with that, but I've completely forgotten what I was going about. Which happens.
Kamala, Elon Musk. Kamala, Elon Musk.
I was going to say, like, so America's had their wild politics, and then we always see the other day we just had gone absolutely viral was that the Murray party like went and did the haka.
Like the haka in the middle of Parliament.
In the middle of Parliament, yeah, and that went wild, and I'm like,
Oh, that
I'm a
was
little
crazy.
under. Yeah, it went really crazy, and it's kind of funny. I'm really like unsure how I feel about it because
Yeah.
like they were protesting like, okay, so there's that guy David Seymour, who's like full credit, yeah, okay, he's a bit of an egg, but he's also Maori, like he is part Maori as well, like Ngātahu, I believe, and he was putting toward this bill, and I don't know everything that's in the bill, but according to him,
No, neither do I.
yeah, what he was talking about, it was like basically trying to set some rules around the principles of the Treaty of Waitangi between Maori and England, and trying to I suppose clarify some principles around that and the way forward. So it's like basically that the laws that are placed are like fair and even for everybody, for Maori and for New Zealanders. No matter what ethnicity you are, if you're a citizen of New Zealand, same rules and everything for everybody. Now, I'm not saying he's 100% right, and like maybe there's something in there that I'd completely agree with. The thing was, like, if that's what that bill really was, I think most people in New Zealand would like, yeah, that's fair. Like, we want, the same rules and same everything for everybody.
Yeah, but you'd have to see the whole bill. There might be parts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know if Māori people kind of lost out on something they already have. I think that's probably not good. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
things
and
are
like
going to stay the same.
One of his claims is like like nobody's losing any rights here at all. That was his claim. And like if anybody wants to come and say oh, what about this? I'm more than happy to say, okay, well, that's wrong. I don't agree with it. But the thing is like in the Parliament where he was like going through that and reading it out, the Maori Party had the opportunity to come forward and say, oh, we don't agree with this, and talk about it and let people know what in the bill they disagreed with. And instead of doing that, they all got up and did the haka and shut down Parliament so nobody could talk about it. And I'm like, I'm not really sure I agree with that. Like, you can protest all you want, but I thought, it doesn't solve anything if you're just trying to stop people from talking about it.
Politicians are there to discuss it and come up with a better outcome.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like,
I don't think, but I don't think in Parliament is the way to do it. I mean, I think maybe if something was getting passed and you've done everything in your power to stop it, and then I think protesting might be your last resort. Try and stop something like a bill passed that really shouldn't be passed. It might be a last resort. But like you said, maybe they should have come forth and discussed it civilly before they doing the haka and yelling and screaming through Parliament. It might make them, people might
that's what I'm really unsure about. It's like it didn't really feel like
the story, so it could have been well warranted.
It could be. That's the thing. I'm like, it's politicians, bro.
Like, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. That's. I'm like, I think there's a time and a place for protest, but also like, let's talk about it. And if you're stopping people from talking about it, I'm not sure I can. I'm really 100% behind that as well.
Yeah, because it kind of makes you look guilty, trying to shut someone up. Like that kind of makes you look guilty. So, yeah.
And it's funny. I was talking to some guys at work about it, and one of the guys is like from Fiji, like born and raised in Fiji. He's our age, but he's lived in Fiji most of his life, except for the last couple of years. And like, so he doesn't really understand any of it, like what's going on. And so he's like, oh, what is it? So I tried to explain it to him, the best I could, like neutrally, like, there's disagreements around the Treaty of Waitangi. This was meant to be a bill to support it. And he just got a laugh and he goes, oh yeah, that happens in Fiji as well. He goes, it's no different. I was like, oh really? And he's like, yeah, that happens all the time. He goes, it's the same. He was like, oh yeah, I know what that's like. That happens in New Zealand. It's in Fiji as well. So
that's probably countries all around the world.
Yeah, for sure. Oh well, it was been a good night, bro. We might call it a quits there. I think.
Yeah, I'm happy. I be keen to get a good night's sleep. Got a lot of driving here to me tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you're heading back home tomorrow, is it?
No, just be driving up the Arbitrary Valley.
Okay.
So yeah, starting at the Sydney end and working Temna and through there. Beautiful country. Yeah. Did I send you some photos?
Yeah, sent me one photo earlier. He's like, "Oh, this is my view."
Yes,
No,
yes.
I'm
Oh well,
like, that looks
I'll have to
flipping
send you
nice.
some more photos of up the Arbitrary. Yes, there's some quite nice spots that are almost like the Rakai Gorge.
Yeah. Oh,
There's
nice.
like real high banks and the river goes through, and yeah, so there's some quite cool spots through there. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. I'll get the zinc back on my face and jump in the ute and make sure we've got no trees close to the power lines and everything's bolted down, and you guys can still get home at night and turn that power switch on, boil the jug. That's why I'm here.
That's the one, man. Yeah, you keep us all plugged in. Good
That's
man.
right.
All right, bro. Oh, well, it was a good chat. It was good to be back to the podcast, and hopefully we'll do it again, hopefully very soon.
Yeah, no, sounds good, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching, and we'll catch you again
Cheers,
soon.
guys. Like,
See ya.
subscribe, and yeah, have a good
Oh,
one.
yeah. Like and subscribe, please. That'll be just fantastic. We would love that. Oh, there we go. It's moving. All right. See you later.
Bye.